So let's begin seated. So you can come to any sort of seat, whether you need to sit up on something. If you'd rather take a different shape, lie down, stand up, eyes open, eyes closed. And if there was a little bit of hurrying around, trying to figure out the internet stuff, take a few breaths. Let's feel into the time that you have. And a mentor of mine said yesterday, just a reminder of we can expand time. You can expand time. I expand time. Just noticing any other mantras, affirmations, statements that might be bubbling up to your surface today. I find that when I slow down, that's when those things can show up. So noticing that for you, now that you've slowed down a little bit, become more still. If there's anything coming through. Relax into the belly. So noticing belly center right around the navel. If it's helpful, placing a palm there. Breathing again, this time more directly into the belly. Feel the belly move forward as you breathe in. Exhale, navel presses back to spine. Feel the flow of the breath. Inhale fills the belly, fills the chest. Exhaling, releasing, feeling the chest empty out, and then the low belly presses in. So you take a few more breaths, noticing the sound of your breath. Becoming more aware of the actual feeling of breathing in the body. If there's anything you need to release mentally, check in with the power of an exhale. The juiciness of a sigh, letting any sound out. Stuckness in the throat or jaw or shoulders. Comparing how you feel now to just a few minutes ago. As you bring your hands to meet at your heart, palm to palm. Inviting in this time, whether you have 20 minutes, full 45, or even longer, knowing that it is enough, it is impactful, it will change things, no doubt. A little, a lot. If there's any intention to set, anything you want to focus on or not focus on. Could just be showing up, space, breath, pausing. Maybe more of a direct goal. So you feel ready to bow down, open the eyes, or to shift forward, spin your body around towards a tabletop. Bring your knees underneath your hips, wrists come underneath the shoulders, moving any props out of the way. Start by rocking your hips a little side to side. I think I do this every practice, like moving, little tail wag. And as you lean your hips to the right, pause there. And then lean your hips to the left and pause there. Then continue to wag. And if the wag stays side to side, that's good. If it wants to become more of a circle or half circle, and a train, I'll probably hear a few times. The train is right down there. And come back into the sound of your breath. Just close the lips, breathe a little more through your nose. Feel any movement in your hips, gradually come to stillness as the hips rest on your heels, little child's pose, arms forward or back. As you press your fingertips down and forward and snuggle your hips more into your heels, take a deep breath through your whole back. As you draw the body back up to your tabletop, this time become a little more direct with your push. Push down through your fingertips, curl your toes. As you push down through your hands, squeeze the belly in and up and hover the knees off the ground, just feeling the hovering tabletop. Warming up left arm, right arm. Lean your body weight more into the left side, more to the right side, and then feel it come center. And even your legs, see if you can push a little weight into your left foot and leg, right foot and leg. Feel more balanced in the middle. And as you pike your hips up into the air, it's a short down dog. Bend your knees. Let your knees tap all the way back down into tabletop. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your chest for cow. Breathe in. Exhale, tabletop. Lift the knees and press your hips up and back. So not a full cat back. Instead, focus on lowering the knees. Come through to cow, lifting the chest. Breathing in here. Exhale through tabletop, strong core. Lift your hips up and back. Press your fingertips down and forward. Take one more. Lower your knees, lift your chest, cow pose. Press into tabletop, draw the navel in and up as you pull your hips up and back. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Next time your knees come down, pause in table and lift your left arm into the air. We'll be off the knees in just a moment, but peel your left arm to the sky. Look up to the left fingers, breathe in. Exhale, left palm comes back down, switch sides, right arm in the air. Look up to the right fingertips, roll the shoulders back, breathe in. Breathe out, right palm comes down. Take one more each side. Inhale, the left arm draws up. Exhale, left palm comes down. Inhale, right arm comes up. And exhale, the right hand comes down. Tuck your toes again. Lift your hips again. This time, walk your feet or your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Come into a forward fold. So in your first forward fold, feet are hip distance apart. Lift and spread your toes. Feel the arches of your feet activate, heels pressing evenly, left heel, right heel. As you lift your toes, spread your pinky toe a little bit wider. Stretch the spaces between all 10 toes. Relax your toes to the mat. Slide your fingertips up to your shins. Inhale, halfway rise. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bend your knees. Melt down into your forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to shins. Long spine, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Take one more cycle. Inhale, halfway lift. Rock the weight a little towards your toes, still pushing your heels down. Exhale to forward fold. Bend both knees, look forward, reach the arms out wide, flatten the back as you rise up. Stretch your arms into the air, look up to the sky, connect prayer hands and draw them down to heart center. Reconnect with your breath here. Take a full breath in, long breath out. Push your prayer hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, lifts the prayer hands high. Look up. Exhale, shift your hips back, bend your knees, swan diving down, forward fold, look down and back behind you. Let the back of your neck stretch, shake your head no and yes. Inhale, fingers to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, crawl yourself out into a plank this time. Tabletop could be plank, knees down could be modified plank. No matter your option that you choose, or knees up for your full plank, index fingers pretty much forward. And it depends on the shape of your hands. So you can either go by the index finger being forward or the crease of each wrist being parallel to the edge of your mat. So that might cause your fingers to not be totally forward. I'm gonna play around with that and then look at your elbows and the eyes or the creases of your elbows. Start by facing inward a little bit. So bend the elbows, push the ground away, around up through the upper back. Squeeze the belly in as you hold your plank, or knees up or down, tabletop at any time. As we prepare to lower, with the elbows to point behind, start to rotate your shoulders back, spin the creases of your elbows forward, bend the elbows and lower all the way down to your belly. Oh. As you arrive on the belly, stretch your legs long, open up through your toes, hands are under your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back, press through the tops of your feet to lift your chest only. Breathe in. And exhale to lower down. Take one more. Press through the tops of your feet. Lengthen the spine off the crown of your head as you lift up. Float your hands for more strength. And then lowering back down. Take one more cycle. This time, press your hips down and lift your thighs up. Lift your feet up. Lift your chest up. And then hover the hands again under the shoulders. Turn your head to the left. Slowly bring your head to center and turn your head to the right. Come through to center, lift and squeeze your whole back body, lowering down, press back up to your plank, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So this time you're a little wider in your down dog. You walk your dog, bending through one heel, knee, pedaling out. As you hold downward facing dog, head could hang, or you could look forward to your thumbs. Check out your elbows again. The creases are facing in. Step your feet out a little bit wider, going out wide left to right. So feet are as wide as your mat. Bend your knees and press your chest into your thighs. Then lengthen the legs and do that a few times. Bend your knees, keep your hips high. Down dog, play with that another time. Bend the knees, keep your hips as high as you can. Come back forward to your plank. Feet can stay wide and lower again all the way down to the belly. Knees up and down. Float your hands, float your legs. Feet could still be wide. And then big push towards child's pose. You could keep your knees wide and bring your big toes to touch. You could bring the knees closer if you need to. Just take another breath here. So bring your body up. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. As the right ankle comes underneath the knee, scoot your left knee back. Bring your hands to your hips and start to lift the torso up perpendicular to the ground. So just feel that neutral spine running straight up and down. Tuck your back left toes drawn through the belly and then hover your left knee off the ground. And then lightly tap your left knee down. Lift it up. Tap it down. If it's too much to lower all the way, just stay hovering. Take another hover or two. Keep the navel drawn in. Feel your ribs wrapping in a little bit here. As you lengthen both of your legs, slowly come all the way up. Right leg long, left leg long. Stretch your arms into the air. Now bend just your right knee and lean your torso forward over your right thigh, thunderbolt shape. Keep pressing up through your back left heel. Now take your left arm forward and your right arm back, and then switch, right arm forward, left arm back. Switch, switch. So as you switch your arms, feel how the legs are not moving. Keep pressing down through the feet, drawing in through the belly, plug through the right heel if you're sliding around like me. Now take both arms forward, still hovering. Swim your arms back behind you as you lift your torso. Now feel like you're holding a beach ball behind your back. The option is always there to bend your back left knee a little bit. As your arms pull back, lift your chest a little higher. Up. Take your arms into the air. Lengthen your front right leg again. Pivot to your left. So you'll face the long edge of your mat. You might be facing away from me. We'll be here just for a moment as you turn your toes a little pigeon-toed in, kick your heels out, stretch your arms a little higher, look up, breathe in. Exhale, shift your hips back, wide leg forward fold as your fingertips come down to the ground. Let your head relax, bend your knees a little bit. If it feels good to move even more, move even more. If you need a little less, move a little less. You'll stay low, recruit the core, draw the belly in. You can float your hands, turn back to your front right foot, come back to where you started with the toes all forward in your high lunge. Bend your left knee, release the fingertips, come all the way down to this low lunge. Left knee on the ground, right foot still in the front space, 90 degrees in your right knee, left hand down, right arm up. Twisting lunge. As you're there, reach your right arm to the back of the room. Gaze can follow, looking towards the right fingers. Stretch your chest. Lighten up through your left hand. Take the right arm back up, reach it forward, and lower the right hand down. As wiggling back towards your tabletop or your downward facing dog, you choose, and then take your right leg back, 3-leg. So I'll stay in table for now. You're welcome to use down dog. Lift the right leg, bend your right knee, open your right hip to the right, and then take some big circles here. Stretch the legs straight and bend the knee again, circle around. Push the weight equally through your arms. Now hold your right leg straight back, 3-leg. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Squeeze the right thigh up into the belly. Inhale, right leg goes long. Stretch the crown of your head forward. Exhale, right knee to the nose, round the spine. Take one more. Inhale, stretch all the way back. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Squeeze as you step your right foot back between your hands. Walk the fingers ahead of your right foot and lift your left leg, however high it wants to go. You could use your block here in front of the right foot. But check that your right foot isn't wiggling around. Your right toes are forward. You're plugging through the right heel, and then feel the left leg. You could turn your left hip a little open to the left, but then do encourage it back down. So left hip's facing the floor. You're bowing your head directly to your right shin. Take one more breath in your split. You'll step your left foot to meet your right foot. So you bring your big toes to touch, sit back into chair, lifting the arms forward, settling down through the heels. As you keep moving your hips back and down, grabbing that with your toes, but still feel a little more weight in your heels. Pull the arms a little bit higher, push down through the feet as you rise up, scoop your hips under, press them forward, squeeze your inner legs together and look up. Come back to chair. Feel how you untuck the tail. You send your tailbone way back. Total opposite of tucking. As you come up to stand, this time relax your arms, but feel that extra little scoop. Not always a yoga thing, but just to feel both ends of the spectrum here. Pull your arms back, lift your chest up. And then take one more chair pose, total opposite again. Send your tailbone way back, open the sitting bones, sit a little deeper. Now as you lift your heels for balancing chair, feel how there might be a little tuck that could help. So kind of play with the tuck, untuck. When I get to a place where you feel your low abs working, heels up as high as they can go. Breathe in. To exhale, forward fold, heels down, relaxing, head to shins. Breathe in, halfway rise, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold, anchor your palms. You can step back into your plank, knees up or down. Option for your chaturanga vinyasa, take your time. A cobra or an upward facing dog. Pushing back to either down dog or child's pose. Take a moment to rest. Maybe you can hear the train again. Tune back into your breath. As you rise up, simply step the left foot forward. Left ankle will be underneath the left knee. The right knee is behind. Level out the hips. As you come here, tuck your right toes. Squeeze in through the core. Feel your ribs wrapping in, and then elevate the right knee off the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the right knee down. It could just hover or tap all the way. Take your time and feel how your core strength is making it lighter for the knees. Stronger upper body can help out the low body. Take another pulse or two. Nice and slow. You'll come all the way up. Lengthen both of the legs, left leg, right leg. Stretch your arms into the air. I'll bend just your front left knee into the high lunge and lean the torso forward. There's a long line from right heel all the way up through the fingertips. Pull your left arm back. Right arm is forward and then switching. So you can go slow here with the arms. The faster you go, the more unstable you will probably feel. So play with tempo. Let the main idea be first always to ground down in the feet. Build the posture up the body. Feel the core. Feel the breath. The arms moving is just a little extra. Now take both arms forward and hover. As you draw both arms back, lift the torso and feel the beach ball behind you again. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift your chest, your chin up towards the sky. As you lean forward, feel you're pouring your heart over the left knee. Fingertips to the mat, right knee comes down. A right hand stays down, left arm opens up. Your easy twist. Really light on the right fingers or even the fingertips as you pull the left arm towards the back of the room. Gaze can follow your left fingers. Breath. As you pull the left arm back up and around, release your left hand down. Come to your three-leg table or dog. Again, I'll stick to tabletop, but you could definitely be in a downward facing dog. Left leg in the air. Bend your left knee, open the left hip, and take some big hip circles. Going one way, stretching the legs straight, looping around the other way. Hold your left leg straight back. Full breath in. Exhale, left knee to the nose, pull up through the belly. Inhale, left leg goes straight back. Exhale again, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, step your left foot back between your hands. Now curl the back right knee under, walk the fingers ahead of your left foot, standing split, lift your right leg. Focusing first on your bottom left foot and leg, toes are forward, press through your left heel. I'm gonna feel that kind of rebound effect, pushing down through the left foot, but then feeling a lift up through your left hip. And then as you feel the right leg, it may open to the right, but then eventually turn your right hip to face down. So you're not overstretching through the front thigh. Instead, focus on just holding your edge, holding your limit. Bow the head down. Lightly stepping your right foot to meet your left foot again, chair pose. So you can stay facing the short edge of your mat. I'll turn this way, but you could either hold a block between the thighs. You could have the feet hip distance if that feels better on your hips and back, or you're working the big toes together, just a little half inch between your heels. So as you settle into your chair, feel the tucking of the tail, the untucking of the tail, so you can totally untuck, tuck. Feel something that's right in the middle. Heels down or lift your heels, balancing chair. If you want a little extra this time, add a pulse up and down. As you lower your heels, come up to stand, your mountain pose. Step the feet back to hip distance, and wiggle around a little bit, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. As you stand into your right foot, it really just depends on you. Some people like to start with their feet together. Some people like to start with their feet apart. Okay? But ultimately, you're going to line up your center of gravity with the right ankle. Toes are forward as you lift your left foot. Open your left hip to the left. Place the left foot to your right calf or ankle. Start there. Move your left hand to the outer left thigh and push the left thigh against your left hand. Make sure you're targeting your glute first. Right hand on your right hip. Lean to the right and then push it in and feel everything contained right here. You could add the arms. This could be enough. Also float your left foot out in front of you again. If you're really feeling some balance, option to extend left leg and maybe even sweep your left leg behind you for warrior three. You know I like options, so if you still need more, you could play with coiling. Left knee in, pushing it back, squeezing in, pushing it back, balancing from wherever you are, bringing the left knee back in front of your chest and then placing it back on the ground. Wiggle around, come back through to center. Shift your weight into the left leg. So whether you start here or here, shift from there. Work the right foot, set your balance, keep the left toes forward, opening the right hip, placing the right foot on your left calf or ankle. Right hand, outer right thigh, push the thigh into the hand. Left hand, left hip, push your left hip in. Once you have some strength going on in the glutes and hips, then you think about the arms. Up, out, or down, strength through the belly. Again, you could stay right here in tree. You could bring the right knee back in front of you. Extend straight and or swing the straight right leg back for warrior three. Furniture, things to touch, all right to do. If you like the coiling, in and out. So press down through the left foot, start to rise up. And as you place your right foot back on the ground, wiggle around, come back into mountain pose, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Take a moment to feel both feet, not just one foot on the ground, but two again. Close your eyes, take a full breath. As the eyes flutter open, lift your arms into the air, breathe in to look up. Exhale, shift your hips back, swan diving down, fingers to toes, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Your choice as you step back to your down dog, your plank, your child's pose. You could move through your chaturanga. If there are other things you're just itching to take, add them in. Come back to some pose of rest. As you return, tabletop or down dog, let's take one more trip through each side. So your choice again, either your down dog or your table. This time I'll show down dog. And inhale, lift your right leg into the air. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack to open your right hip. Keep lifting your right knee up and have that same feeling that you felt in tree pose of pressing your right thigh up and open. Get a little buzz of strength in your hip. Now swing the right knee to your right tricep. Take that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, open the hip. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Take 1 more. Inhale, up and open, curling the right heel over, and then squeeze right knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift your right leg straight up. Exhale, step the right foot all the way between your hands. You've got time, you create time. Lower your left knee. Stretch your arms into the air. Feel your low lunge. As you stretch higher through the fingers, breathe in. Exhale, lean your chest over your right thigh. Option to lift your left knee. You're back in that thunderbolt. Hold here. With your left knee down or up, start to lift the torso again, arms in the air. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the left fingertips to the mat. Open your right arm into the air, a twist. Staying low and supported, or rise up, stay twisted to the right. You could bring the torso up, either stay or add a reverse shape, right hand back, left arm up. If you've lifted, slowly come back down, left fingers to the mat. Right hand releases, walk to your left. Wide leg forward fold. So the left knee lifts as you spin around. Move your hips a little side to side. Your toes are a little turned in, your heels are a little kicked out. As you press down through the feet, bend your knees a little, look forward with a flat back, open the arms and rise up to stand. So you come upright, arms are high. Relax your arms down by your sides or slide them to the small of your back. Pull the elbows back, lift your chest up. Relax here, soften the jaw. Breath. Start to come forward with your heart, releasing down again, slow motion, hands can move back to the floor. And this time walk towards your left foot. You'll face away from me, but you can do this without looking, or you can always spin around if you need to. And lower the right knee to start, and then lift the torso. Arms can come into the air, you're back in that low lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, lean over your left thigh. Option to lift your right knee, holding this thunderbolt shape. So with the right knee down or up, you're here. Lift the torso, breathe in. Add 1 more on this side. Exhale to lean forward. As you lift the arms high, right knee up or down, start to twist to your left, lowering the right hand down, lifting your left arm high. In your twisted lunge on this side, the left foot is forward. So with your right knee down or up, you can stay or slowly lift the torso, stay twisted to your left. Tee the arms out wide, and then there's room for a little windmill here too. Lift the right arm up, slide the left hand down. Slowly rewind, coming back down, right hand, left hand. Lift the right knee, turn back to your right, wide leg forward fold. Come on to the fingertips, inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Look to the front right foot, start to spiral back around. Step your right foot back to plank, opportunity to flow or rest. Take some push-ups. Pull yourself back to either your child's pose or your downward facing dog. Take a few big breaths here. Let's reconnect, whether it's just to your breath and this feeling, whether it's back to that intention you may have set earlier. Just noticing today, is it helpful to hone your attention back on something? Or does it actually feel nice to let that go and be okay with what's showing up? Some days it's good to stay really focused and connected, and other days it might serve you more. Just go with the flow. So you come back to either your tabletop or your down dog. We've got one more side, almost there. Come into downward facing dog or table as you lift your left leg up, 3 leg. Bend your left knee and stack to open the hip. Feel that same glute activation. So you're gonna lift your left knee a little higher, press it a little wider, feel some strength in the hip, and then sweep the left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, lift your left leg up, open the hip. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Take one more. Inhale, lift the leg high, open the hip. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot between your hands. Pause, lower your right knee. Shift back, lengthen your left leg. Easy hamstring. So you could use a couple blocks here. Pulling back. We will get a little more hamstring for now. Crawl it back forward. Lift your back right knee. This time you'll spin away to the right, just long enough to walk all the way to your back right foot. I'm going to face the other direction here. Lower your left knee and then pull back for half split on this side. Open up the right toes, shift the hips back, pull your chest forward and down. Full breath here. As you crawl it back forward, planting the right foot, lift your left knee, spin to your left, wide leg fold, hang out here, literally hang upside down. Look behind you, bend the knees a little bit. And as you walk back to your front left foot, spin all the way back around one more time, stepping your left foot back. Plank pose, down dog. Option to move through chaturanga. Move into one last down dog if you need it, or child's pose, or something else. If you need to move a little, move again. So as you get out any last chaturangas, pedaling out through your dog, maybe you have some other inversions. Spend the next 4 or 5 breaths or longer. You've got all the time you want, all the options you need. But when you feel like you've had enough, just know that you can spin around and take a seat. If you need to take a little drink of water, towel off. Still got the coffee going. So as you spin around to take a seat, you can still sit towards the front of the mat. Let your legs come out in front of you. Pull your glutes out of the way. Let your heels push forward. The shoulders roll up, back, and down. Now bend the knees so they're light and lifted off the ground a little bit, but still engage your feet and pull your pinky toes back towards the shins. Stretch your arms into the air. Get full breath in. Exhale, hinge from your hips, come forward and down. So we're gonna keep the knees bent so you can rest your belly more against your thighs, and then grab a hold of the legs anywhere. You could hold the shins or the ankles. You can grab and pull a little bit. You fluff the elbows out a little bit wider, pull forward some more. Breathe into your lower back. And just rest your chin down so you can relax the back of your neck. So drawn through the belly, just slowly roll your spine up. You're gonna bend both of your knees, plant your feet on the ground, let your hands come behind you. Fingertips pointing forward a little, turn open, and pull the shoulders back. So opening the heart up, opening the chest up. Now make sure your elbows don't lock out, mine do. So if you see just kind of this rubbery effect, it's locking / being a little hypermobile. So bend your elbows at least a little bit. Hold here. Now focus on your feet. Dig your heels into the ground. Lift your toes up off the floor. As you roll your shoulders back, look up. You could stay right here or dig the heels down and lift your hips up for reverse tabletop. Now once you're up, definitely press the toes into the floor and the heels. Keep pulling the shoulders back. Keep that little bend in your elbows, or for more tricep, bend the elbows and straighten the arms a couple times. Just a little bend and straighten. As you're ready to come down, soft landing. Keep the sitting bones a little bit open here as you arrive, and then move your hands towards the backs of your thighs. So if you've done Pilates, they encourage a big scoop or a big tuck of the tail. We want a little bit, especially if that's helpful for your back, but also feel the sitting bones able to both be anchored here with a little space between them. As you lift your chest, roll the shoulders back, draw the low belly in. Float your right foot, switch, float your left foot. And then maybe you float both feet or continue with singles. Lift the chest, let the head come back. Hands on the thighs or float the hands. As it's time to come down, slowly, navel in. Now you might feel more of a scoop coming down inch by inch to your back. As you come down, your head is rested, the shoulders are down. Stretch your arms out wide to shoulder height. Rock your knees side to side. Next time your knees rock to the right, let them stay there. And rock your knees to the left and let them stay there. As you come back through to center, hug both knees into your chest. Take a big squeeze as you rock across your low back, a little side to side. As you place both feet flat on the ground, bring your arms along by your sides. Press your shoulders into the floor, press your feet into the floor. Feel the weight of your hips lift. The more you push your arms down, today really active arms, palms pressing straight into the mat, fingertips spread wide. Feel the backs of your arms work because you're pressing down. Now press through the feet, lift your hips. Keep your head centered here and press a little through the back of your head. What are your arms doing now? Keep pressing them into the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, upper back, middle back, tailbone, come down. If one is enough, stay as you are. If you want a second cycle, press through the shoulders, the arms, the head, then the feet as you lift your hips. Now this time, if it's helpful to walk the arms more underneath, you could interlace the fingers, you could bend your elbows, even tucking the heels of your hands under your hip bones. A little shelf there, or you could add the bind. If you're feeling really stronger in the shoulders, the head is set, don't turn your head. Push more through your feet. Feel like you're pushing your mat away from you, encouraging your chest to come more towards your chin. And if it's there, lift your heels up off the ground and continue that action of pressing your heart, your chest towards your chin. Breathe in. Exhale to release, undo the fingers, the heels, the upper spine, down to your tail. Just pause when you land. Breathe. Stretch your left leg long. Draw the right knee in towards your chest. Rock the right knee side to side. Rock the right knee over towards your left shoulder. Hold it there. You need to take the knee a little higher or lower, more across. Now either stay with both hands on the right knee, pulling it to the left, or open your right arm out to the right. And then let the left hand only draw the right knee more across. You can stretch the right leg straighter, keep it more bent, higher, lower. As you untwist, slowly bringing the right knee all the way towards your right shoulder, tricep, armpit. Hold that feeling there. And then glide the right leg long against the ground as you hug your left knee into your chest. Start with a squeeze and rocking the knee side to side. This time your left knee is to your right shoulder. Hold it there. Decide how high or low you need to go. Maybe you can feel that little extra hip and glute activation today. stay, or gliding the left knee more across, room to open your left arm. So unwind back to center, take the left knee out to your left shoulder, give it a squeeze there, opening your left inner thigh. As the knee comes back in, let your left leg go. Stretch long from toes up to fingers. If there's anything else you need here, take Shavasana today. Stretching out, widening the feet, arms can be out, up, resting on you. Just check your neck, it'll lengthen up through the back of the head. Relax around your ears. Settle in there onto your back. Just feeling Shavasana. If you would rather spend these final few minutes in a seated space, do you think of it as meditation or as a final pose or a beginning pose? Welcome to come back upright. Just move slowly. You've got several minutes, so no rush either way. Feel how closing the eyes is simply an invitation. Some days the eyes may want to stay wide open. You may not know why. That's okay. Other days you might have your eyes closed the whole time you're doing the yoga, and you don't need to know why. Even that can be an inquiry in itself. Are you constantly searching for meaning and reason and happenings? And part of the yoga is just knowing that things happen. My teacher's Kobe always says, things happen, you get to choose the reason, you get to make up the reason. Maybe you're someone who always says, everything happens for a reason. Happened for a reason. Maybe it did, but you actually get to make up that reason. So just checking in. Might be something there to release even more into. Surrender. It's also the yoga, learning to let go, to lean into trust, faith, and truth. Take the next few breaths as your deepest breaths yet. My voice fade away for a couple minutes. Just trust that I'm right here. I'll bring you back. Just let yourself be. Breath in through your nose. Fill up the belly, the lungs, the chest. Hold the breath if it's there. Feel slow exhale. The lips or nose, letting it all go. Then nice and slow, fill up completely, fill up your arms, your legs. Let it all go. Just feeling into all the gifts of yoga. Yoga postures, opening the body, strengthening the body physically and also energetically. The lungs strengthened, connection to your breath deepened. Anything else that in this moment you can feel like, ah, yes, that's a gift. I received that. The world needs you healthy and happy to do all the good things that you want to do to make this world a better place. For you to suffer, to feel less than anything but joy, gratitude, does no one any good. Stay here a little longer wherever you are. Give yourself permission to stay. Feel called to move, move slowly. Just natural movement, what feels good right now. If you feel called to take a final seat, coming back up again, step by step, breath by breath. So feel into this new shape, whatever that is. Shoulders relaxed from the ears, spine lengthen and open. Breath moving through your nose, jaw soft. Finish with your palms open today. Start with them open, either resting them beside you or on your thighs. Feel this gesture of receiving. What can you receive from this practice? What else are you open to receiving today? Whenever you're moving through the replay, if this is the replay, are you open to receive next? Is it evening? Is it midday? Finishing with your hands to your heart, a gesture that can mean a lot. Harmony, left meaning right, quality. There's a bow to be bowed, the head meet the heart. One word that means so much. It's kind of like aloha in the sense where you can say it at the beginning or the ending of the practice. Traditionally more of a greeting. So as you greet the next phase of your day, a little namaste.